Saturday morning. It's great to have all of you here. We're recording this, so you're going to be live on Facebook, which is quite exciting. I want to start off by just telling you guys about the lie. You've all been told a lie your whole life, and the lie is getting a good education and getting a good job and you have a good life. And that worked okay for your parents, maybe your grandparents. It doesn't work today. The world is changing. And we're going to talk about that today. The truth is that 95% of people are either dead or they're dead broke by age 65. And only 1% of people are actually wealthy. Now, I'm not sure if you've read the book by Robert Kiyosaki. He wrote the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And Robert has sold more books on the concept of creating wealth and creating freedom than any other author in the world. And he basically breaks it down to four very, very simple concepts. He calls it E, S, B, and I. So E is as an employee. And it's hard, almost impossible to become wealthy or have a great life as an employee because you're trading time for money. If you've ever tried to double your income as an employee, you can't double the number of hours you work. And so it's virtually impossible to get freedom in the life that you want out of as an employee. It's hard to have enough money at the end of the week left to invest to get ahead as an employee. The second thing is you become self-employed. And you think, gosh, I learned something from the company I was working for. I'm going to take that knowledge and I'm going to go and start my own business. Maybe you're an accountant, or you're a chippy, or you're a plumber, or you work in a cafe, and you think, I'm going to start a restaurant, I'm going to start an accounting firm, I'm going to start a building firm, and you go and start your own business. And unfortunately, you're in the same situation where you can't really create wealth because you're still exchanging your time for money. Even though you can get paid more per hour, it's very, very difficult to actually double the number of hours you do. And you spend your weekends doing ACC, PAYE, MYOB, and all of the other three-letter acronyms that cause brain damage. You know what I'm saying? Are any of you self-employed in the room? Okay, so you understand what I'm talking about. So you spend your life and your weekends doing all the brain damage stuff. And so to become wealthy, you need to move over to the other side of the quadrant, okay, which is the B quadrant. And the B quadrant is where you create a business or a business system. So the idea is, if you had 10 people working for you, or 20, or 50, or 100, and those 100 people work an hour, or 2 hours, or 5 hours, or 8 hours a day, you get paid a percentage of that. That's why the wealthy people get wealthier, because they have people leveraging their time. You can't wake up tomorrow and put in 100 hours tomorrow. You can't get up tomorrow and put in 500 hours tomorrow. So you have to employ the mechanics of wealth, which is creating leveraged income. And then the way the rich get richer is not because of the tax system or because of the, what else you hear going on in the media and politics. Wealthy people become wealthy because they don't spend their money. They take the money they create from leverage and they invest it. And if you had, $5 million in property, and the market goes up 10% over a couple of years, how much money do you make? $500,000. How many hours did you work? 0. And the reason wealthy people get richer or more wealthy is because they employ the mechanics of wealth, which is taking leveraged income, investing it, and letting your wealth make money. Then they spend the interest on that as investments, and they buy the cars and the boats and travel around the world. Does that make sense? So today we're going to talk about a way that you can create leveraged passive income and how it can help you work with these mechanics of wealth. Now, myself, I didn't start out life with a golden spoon and all this knowledge of how to create wealth. In fact, I was not a popular kid at school. If you get those teams, Team A and Team B, team leader, and you pick a side, you pick a team member, I was the last kid to get picked every single time. I was not the athletic kid, I wasn't the smart kid, I wasn't the popular kid, I was the last kid to get picked. I failed school. I came to New Zealand back in 1983. I dropped out of school. I got a good job washing dishes in a Pizza Hut. They saw amazing abilities in my dishwashing skills, and they promoted me to wash the floor. And eventually, I got into their management system, and I ended up working for 6 years for them. I ended up running a number of restaurants. So that's how my career started. It wasn't anything fancy. I was just a hardworking person who was really determined not to quit something when I started it. I had a small little house. I lived on Lincoln Road in Henderson in a 60 square meter house with kids on mattresses on the floor. We had banana boxes for their clothes. I had an old Honda. I was pretty excited about this Honda. I got a great deal on it. It had a sunroof. But it leaked. And so what happened was, when it rained, the water would come in and kind of sit in the roof. You could hear it swishing around. The carpet was kind of damp and musty smelling. And I kid you not, one morning I woke up and there was a mushroom growing in the carpet of my car. So, it couldn't get kind of worse than that. We were $70,000 in debt. I left Pepsi. I started a small business, and that failed. And so it really knocked my confidence. I didn't know what to do. And I was invited to a talk like this. In fact, my previous wife, was introduced and invited to come along to hear about this, having a side income, and I was like, no, I don't want to go to that. That's one of those kind of things, and I'm not interested in that. And she kind of manipulated me, I think. She was pretty clever. She said, you're open-minded, aren't you? Well, that's tough. When your wife says, are you open-minded? And if you don't go, you're admitting you're not open-minded. So I went. And I came, and there was a room of a few hundred people, kind of similar to this. I sat in the back of the room, my arms folded, just like you were, because by nature, I'm not, in a meeting like this, I'm the sarcastic one trying to create commotion, and I'm a bit of a prankster. I'm not, anyway, I won't go into the whole story of me, but, so I sat there, and I noticed when I walked in the room, half the room was full of men. And I was kind of confused for a minute. I thought, no, this must be the night when all the wives bring their husbands to see a little side business thing. And so I sat beside this guy. I was in my mid-20s. He was, let's say, 50. He was old, right? Now 50 is prime. But back then, it was like he was an old guy. And so I asked him, I said, did your wife, this is a true story, I asked him, did your wife drag you here too? He said, no, I'm doing this full time. I thought to myself, what a loser. 50 years old, selling cream and he must be desperate. Anyway, long story short, he said, no, I'm a chartered accountant. I had 70 staff working for me. I've just sold that business and I'm doing this full time. It's the best business vehicle I've ever seen. And I was confused. I'm cocky, I'm young, I'm broke. I'm not even broke, I'm less than broke. I'm like 70 grand in debt. I've got 3 kids under 5. And life was not, going well. It was not at all. I was a know-it-all, but life was not going well. I literally sat there and I listened to the talk with different ears. I listened to the talk for the next sort of 45 minutes that went on from what I didn't know than what I thought I knew. Does that make sense? And it totally changed my life. What I saw, and what I hope you see, is a system, like a franchise. I worked in franchise, and I saw a system that if I could copy that system and teach it, that I could create wealth, that I could change my life. And that's how I started, and it's been incredible. Today I get to speak around the world. I've had hundreds of thousands of people. I've spoken to either small groups like this, to everything up to, I went and spoke a couple years ago with one of the top authors in the world, John Maxwell. He's written 100 books on leadership, and I spoke to an online audience of 100,000 people. I've had all sorts of opportunities around the world to do all sorts of great things and impact what I've been able to do and share that with the world. And to me, that's a really exciting thing. Now, I believe, absolutely believe that what everyone in life are looking for, one of these 4 things. They're looking for financial freedom. They're looking for flexibility in their life. They're looking for fulfillment, to be recognized and feel like you're being acknowledged for what you're doing, and looking for fun. And I want you to think about your life right now. Do you have those 4 things? I've met very few people who have all those 4 things in their life. Do you have financial freedom? Can you do what you want to do when you want to do it right now? Do you have flexibility? Can you work when you want? Can you just take off the next 3 months if you want? Let's go to Bali. Let's check out of New Zealand in winter. Let's go somewhere where it's warm, right? I love New Zealand. I've been here for 35 years. I love New Zealand, but let's go somewhere warm in the winter, right? Are you getting acknowledged in your workplace, in your business? Are you acknowledged? People are saying, "Hey, well done. We really appreciate everything you're doing." And are you waking up every morning having fun? Do you say on the weekend, "Gosh, I wish it was Monday. I'm bored sitting here at home. I want to get back to what I'm doing because I'm so passionate about it." If you're not, then stay tuned over the next few minutes and maybe you'll see something that can give you all 4 of those things, because that's what we provide for people, a balanced life. Now, there's 3 different types of businesses. The first type of business is you can have your own idea. And I'm not sure about you, but I used to sit around with my friends in my mid-20s, early 20s. We had ideas all the time, ideas, and we had great ideas, but we had no money. Because it takes money to make money and start your own business. And then I started my little business, and I ended up losing $70,000. And I realized, and I learned that I wasn't alone. 95% of small businesses that start fail within 5 years. 95. That means that 9.5 out of 10 businesses that start up are gone 5 years later. And the banks don't go, hey, we love your entrepreneurial spirit, you had to go, good on you. They ask you to make a list of everything you got because they're going to take it. That's what happens. That's the reality. The second type of business is a franchise. And a franchise is a much better business because it's a formula, it's a recipe. It's been set in stone. But the challenge is it takes a lot of money. I've got a friend with 3 Subway franchises. She makes $100,000, just over $100,000 a year she earns with 3 of them, and she works full-time in going between the 3 of them. So to have a franchise that makes money, you've got to have multiple units to really get free. Maybe half a dozen or a dozen to get free. Or you've got to go and work for 10 years for free, to get a Pack and Save, or work for 10 years for free to get a McDonald's, and have millions of dollars invested. So there's a barrier to entry in those types of businesses. The best kind of business in the world, is a platform business. And platform businesses is a new concept that is sweeping the world right now. So, how many of you read the book Gig Economy? This is a really, really worthwhile read, okay? And the gig economy, if I just share it here, 24% of Americans, and this is really a global statistic, not just American, earned income off a platform last year, okay? 38% of jobs are at risk because of AI and robotics. I'm going to tell you a story, a true story. A friend of mine, he's Chinese, his daughter and son-in-law live in Shanghai. And we were just having a chat recently, and he told me his son-in-law works for the ports of Shanghai, which is one of the biggest ports in the world. Because everything that says made in China goes through Shanghai, virtually, okay? They used to have 40,000 employees working at the port of Shanghai. How many people do you think today work there? They've incorporated AI and robotics now into Shanghai port. How many people do you think? 40,000, how many do you think? Less than half? 20,000? 100. 100 people, AI and robotics have replaced all those people's jobs, okay? That's going to happen in every industry. I don't care if you're an accountant, you're not immune. I don't care what industry you're in, you're not going to be immune. So many things are going to be affected by this revolution. And to be honest, it's going to give us more fun and flexibility and freedom in our lives if you positioned in front of it. But if you haven't, you could be like the person with the horse and buggy saying, God, that car's a fad, it'll never take off. Okay? You'd be like the railways that own transportation and said, oh, the airlines will never take off. That'll never replace transportation. And so you have to prepare yourself for the changes coming right now. The next thing you're going to find is this whole platform revolution happening. And platforms, it may be a term you're not familiar with, but you're using them all the time. Uber is a platform. They didn't create anything. They created a software program where anyone can log on your vehicle, do a quick check, and you can then turn your car into a taxi, and you can make money the first day. Okay? Airbnb is a platform. They don't own any hotels or any, they simply say put your bedroom, spare bedroom, or your house, or your batch online, and we'll help to find people who want to use it, and they'll profit share with you. Amazon is a platform. TradeMe is a platform. These are platforms where people can list products online and they can sell them and earn cash. And so the world is changing, and our company, NSE, is literally a $1 billion company. We were the 7th company ever to go from 0 to $1 billion in less than 10 years. We joined companies like Apple and Microsoft and Nike, Reebok, FedEx. Incredible, and now the company spends a lot of time with charitable contributions. And our vision, and the mission as a company, is to be a force for good in the world. Their vision is to become the world's largest and leading opportunity platform. So we are going to be competing with Uber, Airbnb, Amazon, Etsy, TaskRabbit, and all these other platforms there are around the world. And stay tuned over the next 18 months to 2 years as things start to roll. It's very, 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 very exciting. Okay. One of the largest platforms you could be involved in, which we already started now, is in the anti-aging world. The anti-aging world is predicted to be the next $1 trillion industry. And I put that in perspective. That's bigger than the technology industry globally. That's bigger than iPhones and iPads and iMacs and Compaq and Hewlett-Packard, etc. The anti-aging, the looking good and feeling good industry is a massive growth industry. Because evidently, none of us want to look or feel older. I don't know why. Evidently, we like to look good. That's why we've got a mirror in the house, right? And so, extraordinary opportunities happening in that area as far as that area of the platform. Now, I'm not going to go into products today. We've got the beautiful Gabrielle over here, ironing wrinkles, and I don't think there's wrinkles to start with over here. But anyway, you're going to see some really great devices we have. In fact, one of the devices that Gabrielle is using, one last year, one in the planet Earth, the #1 new product introduced here, and you can see it here with the 2018 Total Beauty Awards. Okay, so and I won't go into all the details. We have weight management products that help you. They turn off the genes that store fat and turn on the genes that create muscle. We have machines that you can put on the back of your arm and lose a centimeter in the first 10 minutes. You have products that can help you look and feel younger. Okay, one of the things I'm super proud about is our Nourish the Children and our Force for Good. As a company, we're not just about helping create millionaires and helping create wealth, but we're also about contribution. And the company to date has fed over 600 million meals to kids around the world, in Africa, India, Southeast Asia, China. And they've done over 18,000 open heart surgeries for kids in Southeast Asia where the families don't have enough money. The kids have congenital heart disease. And so for free, we're doing open heart cardiothoracic surgeries to help them save lives. They've done, over 30,000 helping kids with eye impairments, etc. in South America. Lots and lots of things around the world they're doing, planting millions of trees and doing very great things. Now, what do we do? We're actually just connectors. I am a connector. I'll teach you how to be a connector. And actually, you've been connecting your whole life already. How many of you have seen the new Marvel movie, what's it called? Endgame. Who's seen it? Is it good? When you saw it, right, the Avengers, right, who told someone about it, right? Who's been to a good movie and told someone about it? Who's read a good book and told someone about it? Who's gone to a good restaurant and told someone about it? My God, we went to the Grill. My wife's birthday, she was a bit spoiled. So, she got breakfast in bed, pancakes in bed, then she got lunch in a beautiful restaurant overlooking the whole city, and then she had her nails done and she had her massage, and then we went to the Grill, and I had a private booth, and they brought us lobster, and it was just to die for. Okay, then we went and saw the Comedy Fest. Went to the opening night of the Comedy Fest, which was filmed and live on TV. It was heaps of fun. But I'll tell you what, the Grill. Okay, if you have not been there, it's not cheap, but it's worth it. It's amazing. Like, the food was to die for. Okay, so we do this all the time. We tell people what stuff we like. And how many of you guys are on social media? Who's on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn? Okay, anyone not? Okay, we've got a young group here. No one. So statistically, right now, 2 billion people every single day log in to Facebook. Okay, if it was a country, it'd be the largest country in the world. Okay, it's bigger than India, it's bigger than China, it's massive. Okay, around what is it here? The number? Almost 900 million into Instagram, and about 600 million into LinkedIn. Here in New Zealand, we are one of the top 10 most connected countries in the world with social media. I don't know if you know that. More connected than Australia. Okay, more connected than the US. One of the top 10 in the world. And this trend is so exciting. Every company in the world is asking, how can I connect with consumers? Now, there's a concept called affiliate marketing. Have you heard of affiliate marketing? So, some of you may be a new term to you. And affiliate marketing is basically what you do already. You find something you like, you share it on social media, okay, or in other ways, or person to person, and you get paid. Okay, so you're an affiliate. In other words, the company says, "Hey, listen, if you want to promote what we're doing, here's an affiliate code. Promote it, and we'll pay you." Okay, very simple. I wish I had this years ago when I told people about the movies and the restaurants. That I wish the Grill would say, "Hey, thanks for telling everybody today. Here's a free meal," right? But unfortunately, lots of businesses don't do that. But the world is changing. It's going to soon. Okay, so stay tuned. So here's an example. This is Coralie. Coralie? Cora Lauren. Cora, for short. She has 100,000 followers on Instagram. Okay? So is she popular?
Yes.
Yeah, she's popular, right? And she is an affiliate, in this case here, for this sunscreen. It's not our product, it's a different product. And she posted up on her social media, and she had like 9,000 people like her post. 41 of them commented, and she sold a handful of products and maybe made 50 bucks. Okay? So you think that having 100,000 followers is the game on. Man, I wish I could connect with people like that or had people like that. But the truth is it's very ineffective because there's no relationships. Okay? And our strategy revolves around relationships. So, here's another missing relationships. So here is, let's call her Sue, okay? And Sue has got 1,000 relationships. So she's got 1,000 friends on Facebook and Instagram, and okay? And I'm sure many of you have, 500, 800, 1,000 or more contacts on your social media right now, okay? And you think, how can 1,000 people compete with 100,000 people? Surely the 100,000 person database, connections, is going to be far superior, 10 times, 100, 10 times superior, 100 times, more effective. But the truth is that what Sue has is she has relationships, trust with her friends, trust with her connections. And we enable her with our affiliate program to create sub-affiliates or partners. So she can come here and she can build a team of, let's say, 100 people. And if those 100 people each had 1,000 connections, then that little group of people have 100,000 connections. Does that make sense? But it's not just 100,000 connections, it's 100,000 relationships. Okay? And this is the magic of social media, having relationships, having trust. Okay? You and I trust what our friends say, most of the time. Okay. We profit share, so we don't advertise. Do you know that a magazine in New Zealand, like there's Women's Days and all the different magazines you see in the supermarket and the newsstands, that they can cost anything up to $20,000 to $30,000 to $40,000 for a one-page ad. The radio for a month, 1ZB, my friend put a thing on 16 grand for a month of radio time. Okay, all this adds cost to your product and doesn't necessarily add value to the end consumer. So we profit share. We profit share over $15 billion, $1.3 billion last year. And we have created more than 2,000 millionaires. That's more than any other platform in the world today. And in our system, basically, there's a few things you do. Number one is you can buy the products at wholesale. You can register an account and buy the products. You can profit share. You can earn share on a team. And you can build leverage teams. Okay? Here's kind of how it works. And I'm just going to go through this quickly. And the person who brought you can go through more details. But you can become an affiliate for free. Free. It's totally free. We don't charge not one penny. Okay, if you just want to earn a few $100 extra a week or a month, no problem. You can do three things with that affiliate account. You can use the products at wholesale. So would you rather pay retail in the department store or wholesale through yourself? Wholesale, right? Number two is you can sell the products. Okay? On this little machine over here, where's the Lumi spot on? Can you bring it to me, please? I'm sorry, Gabrielle. This little machine here, it's a little handheld device that's incredible. You can sell this to somebody. You can make $100 profit. Okay, great. You can take this little machine and you can build a business. You could introduce other people. Okay, so if I teach my friend to set up a free account and they buy one to use, they save $100. They're happy. Okay. If they do that, they buy one, I make $35, up to 20% of that. So, there we go. Okay. If I tell my friend and she sells 10 of them, and she makes $100 each, how much does she make? She made $1,000. Is she happy? She's ecstatic. Didn't cost her a penny. She just used this product herself, loved it, and then shared about it. Okay. But I make $35 each on each one. So how much did I make? $350. Does that make sense? Very, very simple. The second stage is you can start to build your team. And as your team grows, maybe my friend might tell their friends. and they're friends, and they want to make some extra money. They register for free. They have an affiliate account. They can start sharing the products. Does that make sense? Very simple. And as that grows, you only get paid the people you personally introduce. You don't get paid the people they introduce or they introduce, unless you qualify. And if you qualify by turning over 6,000 points, and I'm not going to go into points, but you know points. You get points when you get flybys points, and you get air points, and there's points everywhere today. Every product has points, and as they grow, as your team, a whole team's points grow, it's very easy to reach 6,000, and some people do it in a month, or 2 months, or 3 months. You have up to 6 months to accumulate that. Then you can get paid all the levels. Okay? So all levels, you can get paid up to 60% of the people you personally introduce now. So instead of $35, she can make 100, I make 100. That's pretty cool. She sells 10 and makes 1,000, I make 1,000. That's pretty cool. Okay? If I teach 10 people to do that, they all make 1,000, I make 10,000. That's pretty good. So there's a benefit in being what's called a brand rep. Okay? You can get paid all the levels and a greater percentage on every single one of them. Okay? From there, what simply happens is you go to the people you register and you ask them a simple question. Do you want to get paid one level or all the levels? All the levels. Okay. So what do you have to do to get paid all the levels? Okay. Well, you need to turn over you need to build a little team, use the products, sell the products, and build a team. Once your team and yourself reach 6,000 points, you get paid all the levels. Okay. If you help one person get paid all the levels, you're called a gold partner, and you make $1,000 a month of passive income. We've got a whole lot of rental property. My wife went out and bought 40 houses in Auckland over the last few years. And we get rental income on them. And I got to tell you that those houses don't make $1,000 profit each month each. Okay, I wish they did. So that's like having a rental house, rental property. A little residual income. One level or all the levels? All the levels. So if you help 2 people who get paid all the levels, how does she get paid all the levels? By
creative points.
Yeah. You got to reach 6,000 points. Not just you, your team. Okay. You know, if there's 10 people who all do 600 points over 6 months, okay, 100 points each a month, you reach that. It's pretty easy. It's not hard to do. Okay. You become what's called a Lapis partner. It's 2,000. That's like having more than 2 rental properties. Passive income coming in. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. 4 people. One level or all the levels?
All the levels.
Okay. One level, all the levels. When you help 4 people, okay, get paid all the levels, you're called a Ruby partner. Okay. Average income $4,000. It's more than having 4 rental properties. How long would it take you to put 4 rental properties in your portfolio at your current rate of savings?
Forever.
Yeah, it's hard, and even the yield's not there anymore. Okay, if you help 5, one level, all the levels, all the levels. Help. I'm going to hit myself. 5 people, 18,000 a month. That's the magic number. 5 people. 5 people. Do you think on planet Earth you could find 5 people out of 2 billion people on Facebook every day? Do you think there's 5 people? 5 people. 5 people who would like to find a way to have freedom, financial freedom, flexibility, fulfillment, and fun. Who are sick of their job, sick and tired of being sick and tired, looking for a change. They got a new beautiful baby in their family, and all of a sudden, hey, I don't want to go back to work. I want to raise my family. They're tired of their boss. They want to fire their boss. They're looking for a change. Okay. Help 6 if you're greedy. Help 6 people. One level, all the levels. Everyone in the front row is like all the money's in the front row. Help 6 people. Help 6 people. 80,000. That's the average income. 80,000 a month. Not a year, a month. Just over $1 million a year income by developing. Now, I needed to give you a little bit of if you plant 6 trees in the orchard, you don't get all the fruit the first year. Give it 3 to 5, 7 years for it to mature to get to those kind of incomes. Does that make sense? So, but you've got the foundation laid in place to do that. Okay? These are the average incomes published. We're a public listed company on New York Stock Exchange. All right? Okay. You're also not limited. Oh, sorry, do you want to go back one? There you go. Take a picture. Go on. Go, 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 go. I can't hold it any longer. Okay, there we go. Sorry, Facebook Live. You know, the pictures take precedence here. Okay. This is also anywhere in the world. So you're not limited to New Zealand. You know, 4.5 million people. You have the access to the entire. How many of you know someone in Australia? Okay. Which parts of Australia? Brisbane. Brisbane. Perth. Melbourne. Okay. Could you tap into the 25 million people living in Australia? Okay. Who all are all about lifestyle. Okay. You know, how about in Europe? How about UK? Anyone from the UK or which parts of the UK? Manchester and London and right. How about in France or Germany or Spain or Norway, Sweden, Finland? You know, anywhere in Europe. How about South Africa? Right. If you don't know anyone in South Africa, are there South African people living here? Just go to the North Shore. 5K from here. You can tell what they look like. They're dressed up. Everyone else is wearing flip-flops. You know. You know, just going out and say, oh, where are you from? Oh my gosh, you're from South. That's amazing. Are you interested in the platform? Anywhere in the world, North America, Canada, etc. And our business is about helping people. People helping people. It's like climbing up a mountain. You help someone up, they anchor in, then they help you up. Then they anchor in, then they help you up. And it's about teamwork. And as you build a team, not only are you able to get these great incomes that come in, but you can also qualify for success trips. These are $10,000 US trips. And they are, I'm telling you, spectacular. 234 people just took to Croatia. Okay? All except the airfares, the hotels, the activities, the whole, they're on the set of the, what's it called, the Game of Thrones, you know, the whole bit. You get experiences, you can't just go and travel to Croatia and get this kind of experience. Unbelievable things you can do, okay? Myself, my wife and I have had over $350,000 in free travel doing this over the last years, okay? I'm gonna tell you, it's a wow, okay? In the last couple of years, they've taken people to Thailand and Greece, to South Africa, Croatia. Next trip is to Maui. And I'm not like just going to Maui like this little kind of motel type thing. I'm talking about the Grand Wailea, where there's 17 swimming pools. Okay? I mean, it's unbelievable, this property. I've been there a couple times. It's amazing. You're going to love it. Okay. So we're on the wind up. I just want you to get from today, number one is that the gig economy is a growing thing. Okay? And whether you participate in it or not, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's happening as we speak. Okay? And we have got an incredible things we have today in the anti-aging platform and other platforms coming in the future that are going to blow your mind. Okay? And you can position today. The thing you need to learn right now or ask yourself right now is, do I want to get paid one level or all the levels? Right? Right? One level, it's all you can ask, one level or all the levels. Do you want to get paid on people your own productivity and some people you introduce, or do you want to build a team of people? Remember the mechanics of wealth? Having a team of people. How do wealthy get wealthy? Because they have a team of people, okay? But those people don't work for you, they work for themselves. And if you help them be successful first, you're successful. Okay, they aren't minions. They are there to help them. We are here to help them become successful. And as you help other people become successful, then you are successful. Help your friends make money, you make money. Does that make sense? Okay. So first concept is one level, all the levels. Great, we got that. The second level is, do you want to go fast or slow? Okay. If you're just interested in selling the products and being an affiliate, it's free. It is free. We don't want one penny. Our training is free, everything is free. But if you want to get paid all the levels and you want to build a business, then we highly suggest you buy a product package to start. Having a device like this, or to be able to show someone, to be able to use yourself and get confidence, you need to have. You can't just go, hey, you should buy this thing. I've never been to that movie, you should go to it. I've never read that book, but you should go read it. I've never been to that restaurant, but hey, why don't you go there? It's about a genuine, authentic share of what you've used. So you want to have some tools like this. So this is a 200-point package. You buy a machine like this. And there's a handful of other machines like that, or packages. We also have a 1,000-point package, okay, which is a business in a box. And that has about 25 different products in it. to help you launch. And to be honest, if you want to build a business, you're going to need all those products anyway, over time. So whether you buy them a little bit at a time or buy them all at once, it's up to you. But there's a major advantage in buying a business in a box. And I'm going to show you here this why now. So a 200-point package here, okay, and a 1,000-point package. So you can see here the amount of accumulated volume. To qualify to be a brand rep, you have to do 6,000 points, right? It's 1,000 points minimum a month to start the qualification. So instantly when you buy the business in the box, you're starting to qualify to be a brand rep, okay, to get paid all the levels. Step 2 is you're going to go look for 5 people, anywhere on the planet, okay? If you help 5 people buy a smaller package, that's going to accumulate to a total here of 1,200 points. If you help 5 people buy a business in the box, that's going to turn into 6,000 points accumulated. Okay? So one person is just starting qualification, the other person has finished qualification with 5 people on their team. Let's multiply it at one level again. Those 5 people who bought a 200-point package go off and taught 5 other people. So you found 5 people, and 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 you all help them buy a package. They want to make more than one level, and they buy a 200-point package. You would now have accumulated just over 6,000 points. So now you're a brand reps. But the group of people over here who bought the 1,000-point package and used that as their business building block, okay, they are now a diamond executive, a diamond partner. The difference in income is the 200-point guys, right, who might spend about $500, $600 to get started, right, in their starter package, are making $1,000, which is still a great thing. If you invest, $500 and make $1,000 a month, is that a good business decision?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. If you buy a car for $500 and sell it for $1,000, is that a good idea? Yeah, it's profit. Okay. But what if you invested a couple $1,000, a little more investment, $1,500 more investment, and that turned into $18,000 a month? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
One level or all the levels, fast or slow. It doesn't matter which way we don't. Or if you just want to sell the product, free. If you just want to remain just selling, free. 80% of people who come along are just interested, hey, if I can make some money, I can register free, totally great. But if you want to get paid all the levels and build a business, then I would highly recommend you choose between 200 and fast or slow, and understand what fast means. It's not, oh, it's going to cost me $1,500 more. It's what does it cost you if you don't do it. Does that make sense? And to be honest, what does it cost to buy a franchise? Jim's lawn mowing, 50 grand. So you can walk around behind a lawnmower all day and smell petrol fumes. The Uber guy spends 10 grand to buy a Prius, right? To drive around at midnight till 3 in the morning, making some money. Is a much better opportunity, like colossally. Okay, this is a starter pack might look like. Here's a 1,000-point pack. You've got all of our different devices and a handful of other products to help you become orientated with our company. Or there's the 200-point packages, which you can choose between. So there's an idea, and the person who brought you can talk to you about what's best for you. Our mission that we created was to create, and I'm going to read it to you here, was to create a fun, inspiring community of empowered individuals who are achieving financial freedom and making a difference. And the results we've had with our system, just our own little team that we've coached around the world and mentored and worked with people like this great group here, UTry, which you've come along to hear about tonight, this afternoon. We have earned over 10 million in profits in the last 2 years, following our social systems, following our platform systems. And what's most proud to me is that this group, and along with other groups around the world that we work with, have sponsored over 500,000 meals to feed kids around the world. I'm just totally blown away by your generosity. And I really truly believe that if you're giving, your hand is open to receive. If you hold your money real tight, it's also not open to receive. So the people who, the old thing your grandmother told you, givers get, it really works, okay? The last thing, and I'm just on the home stretch here, we're about 39 minutes, I'm going to get the hook soon. The last thing I want to share with you really is what's in it for you. How could you change your life? If you had more more freedom, financial freedom, if you had flexibility, if you had fulfillment and fun in your life, what could you change in your life? Okay? And I want you to think about that. What could it change in your life? If you had 18,000, if you found 5 people and built a business, 2, 3 years from now, 4 years, 5 years from now as it matures, how would $18,000 a month change your life? If that came in passive income every single month, passive income every single month, a couple $100,000 a year coming in a passive income, how would it change your life? What would you do? Okay. There's basically 5 steps to get started. Number 1 is register your account. It's for free. Choose your package, fast or slow. Get a getting started training that you can be orientated to. Qualify as a brander as quickly as possible. And then you're looking for 6 people. 6. 5 if you just want 18,000. 6 if you want to get greedy. Okay. We hope you come and join us. Thank you very much.